Hi everyone, my name is Dana and thanks for joining me for this Gomukasana slow flow series. I'm going to teach a series that requires a yoga blanket. You can also use a towel, a bath towel that's big and that you can roll up. If you know that you have tightness issues in your hamstrings, hips, have 2 blocks if they're handy. If you know you have tightness in your shoulders, have a yoga belt or a scarf nearby. Finally, if you have delicate knees that don't like being on the floor that much, you could try having a blanket open over the sticky mat for padding. So we're gonna start in hero's pose. Hero's pose with the knees together, the feet apart, and the feet spread as wide as the hips. Notice how I'm taking this blanket, I'm folding it, and I'm gonna place that height between my 2 feet. From there, can you place your hands into your calves and pull your calves away from your knees while you sit on that lift that's underneath you. If this lift is not high enough, absolutely put a higher lift underneath you. There should be 0 paining of the knee, the ankle. Make any adjustments that you need to make this work for you, this bent knee pose. It's a great preparation for what we're going to work on today. Place the backs of your hands to the tops of your thighs and begin to set an intention of working kindly with yourself. So as you close your eyes, and breathe into your abdomen, your hips, your back, your chest. Center yourself in your body and your breath. And gently, kindly observe the joints of your lower body. If the knees, ankles, and hips seem receptive to this pose, I would say the rest of this class will be good work for you. And if you're finding the joints today are not receptive, maybe simply be with this pose, breathe and meditate with this pose, and come back to this practice on another day. Continue to breathe down into your body as you place your 2 palms in front of your heart. Seal your palms into each other. Breathe down into your body. And again, cultivate an attitude of gentleness, of loving kindness towards yourself. Set an intention of a clear-sighted practice, being true to yourself, being kind to yourself, loving to yourself, and gentle with yourself. Take another deep breath into your body and let your breath expand, open the heart. And then bow the head to the heart. From there, lift your head and release your hands towards your thighs as you gently open your eyes. Great. So coming forward out of hero's pose, virasana in the Sanskrit, coming onto your hands and your knees. Will you spread both knees and feet now hips width apart? Anchor all 10 of your toes. Press both of your palms firmly into the ground and a few inches forward of your shoulders. Lift your abdomen towards your back and extend both of your legs straight. Stretch your knees, straight or straight-ish. If they feel resistant to extending after being bent for a few moments, that's understandable. Be kind to your joints, but simultaneously strengthen the muscles around your knees. Press it out through the hands and lengthen your shoulders. Another deep breath in and out. And gently come down onto the knees. So more of that to come. The downward dog. Brace your waist. Extend both of your arms forward. I hear this referred to as puppy pose, perhaps. Thinking of this as a preparation for the spine, shoulder, and arm work of downward dog without needing to worry about the stretch of the legs. Press your palms firmly. Extend through your arms, extend through your spine. Breathe deeply into your spine, into your sides as you maintain the lift of your abdomen. Extend, straighten, lengthen your two arms. Take another full deep breath into that puppy pose or downward dog preparation. Next breath, lift your head and chest. Walk your hands a few inches forward of the shoulders. Second time with your downward facing dog, lift your abdomen, press through your toes, lift through your hips. Now I'm going to call this pedaling the feet out. I'd like you to bend your left knee and stretch your right heel towards the ground. So you're going to feel a strong stretch through your calf, potentially through your hamstrings. Now right knee bends, left heel pedals down towards the ground. Stay strong through your arms. Now begin to pedal your feet at your own pace. Work through any potential areas of concern. So perhaps the calves feel tight, the feet, the ankles, the hamstrings. Work through what is arising for you today with this practice. And finishing up with that pedal of the feet. As you come back to center with your two legs, stretch through your legs. Stretch through your spine. Now notice how I'm trying to lift my tailbone higher towards the ceiling, and see how that helps my legs stretch and my spine stretch as well. From here, walk your hands towards your feet and come into a standing forward bend, an Uttanasana, an intense forward stretch. See how I'm trying to straighten, firm, and straighten my legs, and I'm extending my spine. If your spine is rounded already, have that lift of blocks. You could even, if your blanket is thick enough, right, just take that underneath your hands. Roll your shoulders back, firm, straighten the legs. Firm and straighten the legs as you extend your spine forward. Now notice how I continue to firm and strengthen my legs, extend my spine as I dive forward. So my spine, it's lengthening away from my pelvis. I firm, strengthen, and lengthen my legs as I dive my spine forward. Strengthen the legs, lengthen the legs. Take another deep breath in and out. Then lengthen your spine forward and walk your hands out a second time, downward facing dog. So I continue to lift my tailbone, stretch my heels backward and down, but notice how I'm attempting to get a flat back and two straight legs. flat back and 2 straight legs. Breathe. And then come down to the knees. Bring your knees and your feet together. Stretch all 10 of your toes back. Sit directly onto your heels. Now take your blanket or your towel that you've had and make a roll in it. See how I place this roll to my Achilles. So below my calf and above my heel. I sit down into that blanket roll. Soften my hamstrings, soften my calves, hands to the thighs, shoulders roll back. Breathe. Abdomen draws back, hips move down. Modify this if you need to. Work with yourself gently, lovingly. As you take your 2 arms out to the sides, have 2 elbows bent. See how my fists are extending forward from my elbows. For a shoulder preparation, pull both of your fists backward and feel your shoulders roll back. Pull your fists forward, down, and feel your shoulders roll forward. So I'm going to gently rock my arms backward and forward while I maintain a strong abdomen. Another 1 or 2 times preparing your shoulders for the Gomukasana arm work. When I release my arms, I come forward off of that first blanket position. I take my blanket up to the bottom of my calf and then I sit. So I let my hamstrings and calves mold into the blanket again. It gets more intense as we go on, so just be mindful. Shoulders roll back, arms lift, 2 arms pulling back, 2 arms coming forward. 2 arms pulling back and forward. So feel your shoulders rotating, your abdomen strengthen. Let your arms come through center. Take your blanket now to the middle of your calf. So I'm going to call this the middle and then the top. Take the blanket up to the middle of the calf. I'm going to face you. You sit back into that support. Lift your arms, draw your abdomen back. Right arm up, left arm down. And continue to switch. So now we're starting to mimic cow face. Arms a little bit more. The 2 shoulders are doing 2 opposite things. Be gentle with your shoulders, be kind to yourself as you mobilize your shoulders. And when you come back through center, finally coming forward, bringing the blanket up a little bit higher into the top of the calf. And then this one is a doozy sometimes, so if the others weren't, so just relax into it. Do your best, modify if you need to. 2 arms up. Right arm up, left arm down. Now, can you take your fists behind you? And then right away, switch. Take your fists behind you. And right away, switching. If this is still feeling a bit rough on the shoulders, just be a bit more mild, right? Be kind to yourself. But see how as I'm warming my shoulders up, I can actually start to move my fists closer together 2. And another 1. You come through center and relax it. Onto the hands and the knees. Take downward facing dog. Spread your knees, spread your feet. Gomukasana, Sanskrit name. See how I lift my tailbone high, press out through my hands, press out through my feet, and breathe. Strengthen your feet, strengthen your legs, strengthen and extend your spine. And take your hands backward towards your legs. Be in a standing forward bend. Keep a back that's flat to start. Use a prop if you need under your hands. Strengthen your legs. Strengthen your knees, your thighs. Stretch your legs, dive forward. Breathe deeply into your body. Take another deep breath into your body. And then walk your hands forward. Flatten your back, lift your tailbone. Lift your tailbone away from your hamstrings and stretch. Open your legs and breathe. Then place your knees down to the ground. You'll see that I place a cushion underneath me down now. I'm working on some low lunge work. You can do what you like. I lift up, so I'm lifting my spine over my knees. Abdomen stays firm. Right leg is going to open out to the side and then come forward into a lunge. Feet hips width apart. Firm your abdomen. As you press forward, firm your left glutes. So left glutes tight as you press your hips forward. Then bring your leg back, open your leg out to the side, and then place the knee underneath you. Second side, so you'll see I'm in a straight line, tighten through my core. Second leg coming forward, glutes tight as I press forward. So left knee bending and right glutes strengthening, core strengthening. Another deep breath. When you back off of that, let that left leg open slightly out to the side and bring the knee back in. So if the balance is super wonky, have blocks, even a wall nearby. My right leg is coming forward, feet hips width apart. Tighten your left glutes, go forward. Keep left glutes tight. Reach left arm up and right hand towards the ground. I'm strong through my waist still. Now see how I start to turn my chest to the right. Left forearm to the thigh. Turn your chest into your bent knee. Now right arm, sweep it up and overhead. So you're circling through that arm. Cross your arms strongly like an X. X marks the spot. Wrap your forearms, press your palms. This is eagle pose arms. I lift up through my arms, chest and spine. From here, I'm still tight through my left glutes as I go forward, forward, forward. I'm trying to touch my fingers towards the ground. I take a deep breath and lengthen my spine. Then I inhale and lift up. As I take my right leg back underneath me, I undo the wrap of the arms. So anything in that sequence you can omit if you need to. I already tighten my right glutes and take my left foot forward, feet hips width apart. Send my hips forward, strong core, strong hip. Right arm lifting up, left arm down, and open your side body. So see how first I stretch, then I turn, tighten your right glutes, forearm forearm to the thigh. Turn your chest. Then your back arm, it's gonna circle open. And as I turn my chest forward, I cross my arms, one in front of the other. I wrap my arms in eagle pose, Garudasana arms, and lift my arms. Then I go forward. I'm still strong through my glutes. I'm lengthening my spine as I go forward. Fingers to the ground, spine long. Breathe into your hips, full deep breath in and out. Then inhale, picking up through the arms. When you bring left leg back underneath you, let go of the arms as well. First side, right hip opening, right foot coming forward, squeeze your glutes, come forward, scoop up through the arm, side bend, and now start to go through that. See, I'm circling my shoulder. I'm circling my shoulder. Press the forearm to the thigh. Turn the chest. Second arm, circle it open. Work your shoulders. Keep breathing. X the arms. Wrap your two arms. Lift through your chest, lift through your spine. Next breath, going forward, left glutes are still tight as you go forward. Deep breath in and out. Next breath, lifting chest, lifting arms in. Arms relax, leg comes back underneath you simultaneously. Second side, left leg forward, tight glutes going forward. Strong core, scoop your arm up and over. Keep breathing deeply into your body as you turn, pressing forearm. Back arm circling open. Cross your arms into a T. Wrap your forearms, press your palms, eagle pose arms, and breathe. And going forward, stay strong through your glutes. This will protect your hip joints. And lifting up, scooping yourself up. I release my arms and bring my leg in simultaneously. Now, right leg forward, right leg crossing, midline. So this is what we start to do for cow face. If this hurts, just don't go as far, but see how I am challenging that cross of my leg. I compact my hips, strengthen my core, tighten my back glutes, send my hips forward, and I start to side bend. So you might feel a little bit more or a lot bit more of an opening. I'm gonna hang out here in that side bend for an extra breath or two with this cross of my legs. Then mindfully, I firm and turn my abdomen. I place my forearm towards my thigh. I might start to deepen that a little bit. Back arm, it circles, the shoulder circles, the chest turns. As you circle through that top arm, I pause like in it's like a revolved side angle pose, Parsvakonasana stance. My inner thighs, holy smokes, are working so much. And then I would cross my arms over and I take eagle pose again. So if you have hip joint limitations, sometimes with certain hip replacements, for example, that action is not a great action. So just know your body, work with it, dive forward. So see how I'm lengthening my spine. See how my knee is driving out to the side, and I'm attempting to go into my instep of the right foot with my elbows in. Breathe. Go to the instep and breathe. And then lengthen your spine to pick up. Undo the arms, stretch your arms up. Lift up, pull both arms back, and release your arms. See how I bring my right leg back through center and then back underneath me. One more side. Left leg forward. Left leg crossing to the level that works for you. I feel my inner thighs strengthening. I fall over. I tighten my core. I begin to press forward with strength of glutes and side bend. So right glute strong and side bend. To spend an extra 2 or 3 deep breaths in that side bend, second side. And then I'll start to move through that rotation. So I rotate my chest, I take my arm to outer thigh, I press, I circle through my top arm and stretch. When I rotate, or I'm going to stretch an extra breath or two in that revolved side angle pose variation. Then I cross my arms, I X my arms, I wrap eagle pose arms and lift and breathe. And then I go forward. So I'm sitting into that hip, I go forward and I breathe. I'm stretching my elbows towards my instep, lengthen my spine and breathe. Another full deep breath in and out. And then lengthen spine, lengthen chest, pick it up. I bring my leg back through center and then my leg underneath me. Downward facing dog. Take your hands forward of your shoulders. By a couple of inches, anchor your toes and pick up. Stretch through your legs, lift your sits bones, stretch through your arms, press your hands, lift your sits bones, lift your tailbone. Breathe deep, full and complete. Taking another deep breath in and out. Then place your 2 knees onto the ground. Set your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Firm your abdomen. Firm your abdomen, extend your right leg straight back. Notice how I'm straightening my knee completely, and I'm trying to get my leg on the same line as my spine and head. Right leg down. From the strength of the core, support your low spine, second leg. So I'm strengthening my core to support the curve of my low spine. If your low spine is dipping, then you need to work your abdomen more. Keep your back leg straight. I feel a lot in my glutes, my hamstrings, as my left leg lifts. Now, left knee down, right leg back. Firm your core, a little faster. And right leg down, and left leg up. Firm your core, left knee down, right leg up. Keep breathing. Right knee down, left leg up. Full deep breaths as you strengthen your waist and switch. Strengthen your abs and switch. Last 2. Last 1. We're adding on. Right leg back, left arm forward. Stretch the arm and the leg in opposite directions. Keep your balance and breathe. And both release down and switch. Core strong, opposite arm and leg. Balance and breathe. And switch. Pull the opposite arm and leg away from each other to traction your back. Continue to strengthen through your glutes. As you continue to switch, strengthen your glutes and strengthen your core. That's going to protect your hip joints. It's going to help build strong hips, strong knees by working through the core. By working your abdomen towards your spine, it's going to support your back. Making sure you finish up evenly between your two sides. And then downward facing dog, hands slightly forward of the shoulders, pick up, lead from your tailbone. Lift your tailbone, lift your sits bones. And place your two knees down to the ground. Strengthen your waist as you do that. Next, for a plank pose, keep your hands where they are, forward of the shoulders, anchor your toes. See how I lift my abdomen firm? And see how I extend my legs straight while I slightly tuck my hips underneath me and pull my chest forward. So take a few deep breaths as you strengthen your legs and straighten them. Lift your belly up, straighten your arms, and pull your chest forward between the arms. Then lightly touch your knees down. So in other words, in a plank pose, I'm not sinking my low back towards the ground. I'm keeping my abdomen lifted. Second time, try a plank pose. Press your hands, straighten your arms, anchor your toes. So see how my legs are straight, my core tightens, my chest pulls forward, and my shoulders are moving away from my ears. If this feels like it's too much, don't be shy about doing this single leg work, or the bird dog is what this is referred to, or even a downward dog. Touch down to your knees, and then pick up to downward facing dog. Take a couple deep breaths. So we'll come back to that plank work. Next, come down onto your knees. So I'm gonna call this a donkey kick. You're kicking your leg up towards the ceiling. When you do this exercise, you need to keep your abdomen lifted to your back and your shoulders rolling back. So right heel, donkey kick, up and down. Left heel, donkey kick, up and down. So continue to move. Notice how my legs, my knees are bent at a 90-degree angle. One advantage to this is, again, the buttocks, the glutes, get toned, which helps to support the hip joints and the knee joints. I'm also training the strength of my core towards my back to support my back. Finally, learn right now how this is an active foot. This is a strengthening for the foot and the ankle. It's a good counter to the stretch work that we've done and are continuing to do. Finishing up your second side. From here, point your toes. So I'm calling this a pointed toe. I'm going to call this a flexed foot. Pointed toes. Firm your abdomen, roll your shoulders back. Right knee touches right arm. Right knee down. Left knee touches left arm. Left knee down. Right knee, right arm pull up and down. Left knee, left arm pull up and down. So notice how I'm pulling my knee as high as I can. This is a great amount of work for the core, for the fronts of the hips. As you continue to do this exercise, it's a great prep for arm balances as well as cow face pose. You can also not only pull the knee up, but try to pull your foot up higher. So it's actually like I'm making that hero's pose leg that we did at the very beginning of class. It's like I'm pulling high, and I'm trying to bend my knee as much as I can while I roll my shoulders back. Once you've done that, Will you anchor your toes for downward facing dog? Brace your waist, lengthen your spine, pick up. Take a full deep breath into your downward dog. Then come down onto your knees. Strengthen your core, strengthen your thighs, plank. Take a full deep breath in and out. Down to your knees. Downward dog, pick up. Deep breath, and down, and plank, and down. Downward dog. I'm trying to stay light on my knees, and plank. And down, one more each. Downward dog, and down, and plank, and down. Now hands are under the shoulders. We're gonna add, or we're gonna combine the last few exercises that we've done. So right leg, donkey kick up, point the toes, right knee, right arm. Donkey kick up, right knee, right arm. 3, donkey kick up, right knee, right arm. 2, donkey kick up, right knee, right arm. Donkey kick up, right knee, right arm. Donkey kick up, right knee, right arm. Right knee to the ground. One more side. Left leg, donkey kick up, knee to arm. Donkey kick up, brace your waist, knee to arm. Donkey kick up, 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 knee to arm. Knee to the ground, knees spread wide, big toes touch, child's pose. Give those hands a break. Another deep breath. Then lift up onto the hands and the knees. Hands forward at the shoulders. From downward dog, we'll come forward to the front of the mat into a standing forward bend. You can use, continue to keep the padding if you've been using it underneath your knees. See how when I look forward, I just walk. I'm just walking over my prop support. I'm then spreading my feet hips width, strengthening and lifting my thighs sky high. I extend my spine and then go forward. Lengthen your spine. Keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot back to a lunge. Feet are spread hips width apart. See how I firm and straighten my left leg, strengthen my core, and lengthen my spine. So blocks might come in handy under the hands. Notice how I'm taking a variation on Warrior One. I keep my right knee bent. I bring my arms back behind me. As I pull my arms back, I'm going to try to interlock my fingers, roll my shoulders back, and take a nice deep stretch. So a nice deep stretch for the shoulders. Firm your waist, lift your chest, lift your spine. As you release through your fingers, take your hands forward, down, and straighten your two legs. Lengthen your spine forward and breathe. Now bend through your right knee. You can repeat this sequence that we just did, or can you cross your left leg behind you and to the right. So we did this earlier from the knees. Can you stay strong in the right and the left leg? Firm your inner thighs. Begin to lift your spine. Bring your arms next to your sides as you roll your two shoulders back. Firm through your waist. Firm through your waist. Second interlock of the fingers. Pull through your shoulders. Lift your chest. Lift your spine. Breathe. Now see how I let go of my fingers. I stretch my left arm up and over like we did the side bend earlier. Can you sweep your left arm towards your right thigh? Press. Rotate your chest, scoop through your right arm. Try to cross your two arms in front of you. Wrap your arms, lift into eagle pose. And then from those eagle pose arms, go forward. Stretch towards the instep. Then lifting up. As you undo the arms, take your hands to either side of the right foot. Step your left foot behind the right. So my legs are crossed. I straighten both of my legs. Navel to spine, spine extending. Spine long and go forward. Walk both of your arms to the right. So again, blocks can come in handy here. If this feels like it's too much of a stretch, try taking your feet and uncrossing them. With that next breath, bring your left foot back to a hips width stance. Strong legs, go forward. One more side. Can you lengthen your spine? Step your right leg all the way back, feet are hips width apart. So I tighten my right glutes to support my right hip joint. I start to lift up. You might choose hands on blocks. You might choose to start working this as a bit of a balance. See how I'm strong through my core. I'm strong through my glutes as I lift my chest and spine. Then I notice as I take my arms back and roll my shoulders back, I'm noticing both the roll of my shoulders back, and as I interlock my fingers, I try to glide my shoulder blades down, away from my neck. Breathe deep. Breathe deep, full and complete. Strengthening glutes, strengthening abdomen. And then I gently undo that interlock, take my hands down, and I extend both legs straight, spine long, chest open. So this is Parsvottanasana, intense side stretch pose. The previous pose was Virabhadrasana 1, a variation on Warrior 1. Both great hip opening poses and stabilizing, hip stabilizing poses. And then try bending the left knee, and if it works in your joints, cross the right leg behind you. So I feel that same strength in my glutes and my core as I start to pick myself up. So as I strengthen my core, strengthen my legs, I'm gonna take that second index finger on top behind me and lift my chest. Deep breaths. Strong glutes, strong abdomen, wide open heart, wide open shoulders. Then releasing, but stretch right arm up. Side bend. Modify at any point that you need to. Another deep breath, side bend. I rotate my chest if possible, taking forearm to the thigh and press in a variation on revolved side angle pose. That's prepping cow face pose. Left arm up and over. I sweep through that arm. I cross my arms and I take eagle pose. And breathe. And going forward as you breathe. Stick with it if you can. I know the balance can be a challenge, but do your best. And then lifting yourself up, releasing the arms as you come forward, down, cross your right leg behind the left. Push your feet, stretch your legs, go forward and breathe. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. Feel the strength of your legs, the length of your spine. Hug your outer hips towards each other. Feel your inner feet connecting to your inner thighs as the legs cross. Then undo that cross, feet spread, hips width apart. Extend your spine, strengthen your legs. Take your palms then to the ground and go downward facing dog. Press the hands, press the feet, and breathe. Come down towards the knees. And we'll get finally to cow face, to Gomukasana. Final pose. I like that towel or blanket open underneath me. And see how I'm going to have you set up on your hands and your knees. So it looks like this. It's going to be donkey kick up, knee to arm. Donkey kick up, knee between the arms. Donkey kick up, knee to opposite arm, and then try to scoop the leg over your thigh. Okay? So it's tricky. So we'll try right heel pressing up, right knee to the right arm. Right heel pressing up, knee between. Right heel up, left arm, scoop that right leg over the left, weight there. If you didn't make it, you gave it an honest try, then just take your left knee behind the right. Left knee behind the right if you didn't make it. So now I'm stacking my knees, right knee is on top. I spread my feet apart. I take my hips down. See that your right knee is on top. Feel those hips, baby. If you feel that this is too intense for you on your knees or your hips, you should have something nearby, at least for future reference, if you practice this again, to place underneath your hips. Okay? Another option is keeping this leg position and just doing a little bit of rocking like this. Another option is being in that puppy dog shape that we did earlier. That's enough for round one. Take your right leg, uncross it, coming out the same way you came in. Second side. Left leg, donkey kick. Left knee, left arm. Left leg, donkey kick. Left knee between. Left leg, donkey kick. Left knee, right arm, and then try to scoop the leg on top. When your knees are crossed, make sure your left knee is on top. And then try to take your hips down to the ground. Use any amount of pad that you need under your hips. Take some deep breaths. Soften through your neck and shoulders. Breathe into your hips. So So I'm feeling a lot of the similar themes that we've been covering this whole sequence. My inner thighs are strengthening actually slightly towards each other and then lifting towards the pelvis. My outer hips are compact. I'm trying to lift my back away from my hips as well. And hopefully now you've got an idea of how to manage this seated pose for yourself, because there's more. You're going to come forward, undo your left leg, downward facing dog or plank pose. I actually like plank pose as a pose for my body that clears my hip joints and my knee joints from Gomukasana. Couple more deep breaths. And then knees to the ground. Right leg, donkey kick, right knee, right arm. Donkey kick, between. Donkey kick, knee to the left arm and scoop it up and over. Knees are crossed, feet spread. Sit into the amount of proppage that's right for you. I'm going to show from the front. Settle in and breathe. Hands next to the sides, roll your shoulders back. Stretch your left arm up. Stretch this side. So this is going to feel familiar, but it's a variation on a theme. It's useful. It's a useful type of opening for Gomukasana. Now, I rotate. I take my forearm to my thigh. Back arm, scoop it up and over. I feel that similar revolved side angle pose. And then I'm going to cross my arms, wrap my arms into cow face. So see how I lift my elbows. Then when I go forward, I try to touch my elbows onto my knee and I pull my chest and spine forward. From here, I release my arms forward. I pick up onto my hands and knees, and I lift my right leg back out the way it came. Second side, donkey kick through the left, knee forward. Donkey kick through the heel, knee forward. Donkey kick through the heel, knee crossing, scoop the leg over, and sit cow face, second side. Abdomen to spine, settle through your hips. Roll your shoulders back. Right arm, stretch it up, side bend. Breathe. So I feel that same side body opening. I'm getting a little bit of a different work into my hip because the left leg is pushing down onto my right leg. Then I turn, push, rotate, back arm, circling, reach to the arm, turn your back, wrap your arms, eagle pose, lift, breathe, lengthen your spine, go forward, hook your elbows to your thigh, extend your spine and chest. Full deep breaths. Let the arms go, come forward. Either downward dog or plank. I'm choosing plank. And then the grand finale. Full pose. Right leg, donkey kick, knee to outer arm. Donkey kick, knee between the arms. Donkey kick, knee, left arm, and hook it through. Spread your feet, sit it back. Compact hips, lifted spine. Side bend. Breathe. rotate, press, turn. Top arm scooping, arms crossing, eagle pose lift. Elbows to the knee, going forward. Then I release my arms out to the sides with elbows bent. Okay, so now left arm lifts, right arm down, and switch, and switch, and switch, and 2, 1. Now first side, and try to take the hands behind the back and maybe even touch the hands to each other. This is where, sorry you're all twisted up now, but if you can't touch the hands, a belt can be nice. But see how my abdomen is drawing back? Like grabbing a scarf or a ponytail. That works. Another full deep breath in and out. Relax the hands, come forward, hands and knees. Remove that first side, and then we'll do the second side. Donkey kick, left leg, knee forward. Donkey kick, left leg, knee between. Donkey kick, left leg, knee crosses all the way over, and then sit down. Cow face. Settle in and breathe. Right arm, side bend, stretch. Rotate, press the arm, turn your chest, circle through your top arm, cross the arms, wrap your forearms, press your palms, lift. Then elbows going forward, touch your elbows, lengthen your spine. When you lift it up, undo the arms and pull your arms out to the sides. Right arm up, left arm down. And switch. Rotate your shoulders and switch. And 2 and 1. Then move your arms into that rotation. Take your arms behind your back, maybe touching the hands together, maybe grabbing a scarf or a belt, maybe just push your hands into your head and your back. But this is that final cow face pose shape. And then let the arms go, come forward onto the hands and the knees. Take that final either plank or downward facing dog. So today we worked on the cow face variation that's for the stretch of the hips. The classic pose is a tiny bit different, but I wanted to give you the hip opening experience today. A couple more deep breaths. And then gently lower it down. So as you come back onto your back, make sure that you can be comfortable. I'm just choosing to keep a cushion underneath me. See how I let my knees bend and my feet spread as wide as the sticky mat from there. I let my arms open to the sides, elbows bent, shoulders relax, head relaxes down, and I'm going to take a gentle sway of my legs side to side. So I am calling this windshield wiper legs. It's reminiscent of that. I'm letting my hips just gently move and my spine gently move. The head can move as well. And when you come back through center, let the soles of your feet come together and your knees gently come apart. This is a reclined bound angle pose. If this does not feel comfortable on your hips or your back, can you make sure that you have a lift underneath your legs? For some people, this is an absolutely soothing and relaxing pose. If that's not you, then please just modify for yourself. If possible, keep your knees spread. Since we did so much legs together work, now it's time to let things open up. Place one hand to your abdomen, one hand to your heart, and relax and breathe. So you'll notice I'm actually taking a non-classic yoga breath, which is breathing in through my nose, and I'm letting my breath come out through my mouth. I'm letting myself do that right now as I feel just a little bit of tension and kind of sediment that has been kicked up from all of that hip work. My hips were really tight today. My shoulders were really tight, so I'm just making myself comfortable. Do what you need to make yourself comfortable in this next deep breath or two. Then will you place both hands onto the abdomen and breathe into your center. Center yourself. Breathe into your abdomen. Center yourself. Breathe into your abdomen and center yourself. Be in your abdomen. Be in your hips. Be in your body. Breathe down into your body. Breathe down into your body. Center yourself. Stay centered. Stay centered and continue to breathe deeply as you guide your knees towards each other and out of that bound angle pose. And take your time to roll towards your side. And from there you can lift up and sit one last time. Can you sit in a way that you're comfortable? And take your hands in front of your heart. Breathe into your abdomen. Breathe into your hips. Feel gratitude for this practice and gratitude for yourself for working with what you've got, working with yourself with an attitude of care, of loving kindness, of gentleness. Honor yourself. Honor yourself for that intention that you set. Namaste. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope I see you soon. Have a great day, and bye-bye.